what do you mean? You're not taking care of yourself. You're not taking care of your mindset, of your mental health, of your body, of your mind, of your soul. And then you end up questioning yourself why you're not feeling well. Like, what do you mean? And here's the thing. I feel like if you're honest with yourself, you already know the things that you need to do to live a happy, long, sustainable, healthy life. Here's the thing, like all the information is already out there. And I feel like sometimes we get stuck looking for the hack, the little tip, the tiny like little thing that will change everything. But if we're honest and if we sit down and really think about it, like you know what creates a good, healthy, beautiful, flourishing life. And that type of life sometimes means showing up and doing things that you don't feel comfortable doing. It means getting out of your comfort zone. It means challenging the way you're talking to yourself, challenging the way you're showing up for yourself, changing your priorities. It also means showing up for your body, including movement throughout your day, eating the quote unquote right type of stuff. But it's not about like being this healthy, whatever, I don't know. But you need to show up for yourself. And you cannot expect yourself to feel healthy and feel amazing if you're spending all your days every day not taking care of yourself. With that being said, hello my sunshine and welcome to a new episode of the Hot Girl Morning Podcast. And I know this is not the typical start, but for today's episode, you're going to get a pep talk that will hopefully make you feel really, really motivated by the end of it. And it's going to be a little bit of a different pep talk because it's going to be a little bit more of the tough love type of episode where I'm going to push you outside of your comfort zone, where I'm going to give you a little bit more of a kick in the butt, because maybe this is you where you have been sitting in your misery for a while and you haven't been feeling your best and you know that you haven't been showing up for yourself and you end up always being so down on yourself and being so negative towards yourself. And this is going to be a bit of a wake-up call. I'm going to shake you and I'm going to hopefully guide you towards the right direction. If you don't know, my name is Greta. I'm an accountability and empowerment coach. And on this podcast, we talk about all things personal growth, mindfulness, self-love, manifesting your dreams, and becoming the best version of yourself. So if any of these topics sound interesting to you, make sure to follow this podcast, rate it 5 stars if you really enjoy it, or maybe send it to a friend who might need to hear this today. First and foremost, I want you to take a deep breath, because as I'm talking about in every single episode, it's so important that we create a moment for you to reconnect with yourself, because I know we're busy humans. We run from one thing to the next, and sometimes we forget to be present. We forget to take that moment where we take that deep breath and where we even recognize what's currently happening, what's going on, like what's going on in your life, how you're feeling. So I want this to be the moment where you're taking a deep breath and where you're allowing yourself to become present. I want you to know that you're safe, you're loved, and you're protected. You're safe, you're loved, and you're protected. And what I'm about to talk to you about is not about always being disciplined. It is not about every single day slaying and life is perfect, because I want you to remember and to understand that life is this journey. It is like waves, and sometimes you have good days, sometimes you have bad days, but it is about learning to show up for yourself no matter what. And recognizing the days where you're feeling low, that, okay, I'm going to give it everything I have, but it's not going to be the same as another day where you're feeling 100% of your energy. You are safe, you're loved, and you're protected. And the reason I'm giving you this tough love type of episode today is because I think a part of you needs this right now. Because I think that you're meant for so much more. And because I have this feeling that you're in your own way. And I don't want you to stop yourself and hold yourself back anymore. I want you to see and feel how beautiful life can be. I want you to walk through life feeling present, being in this moment, being truly connected to yourself and to your soul. I want you to live a life that feels connected to your purpose, that feels exciting, that feels colorful. And that is something that I often like to talk about. I want your life not to feel like an okay black and white type of life. I want this life to feel vibrant. I want this life to feel full of emotion, full of opportunities, full of gratitude. And I hope that really, really by the words that I'm going to say to you, this is going to be a bit of the wake-up call that you need. Here is the truth. And I already kind of began with this, but you already know what you need to do to live a happy, healthy, sustainable life. The information is already out there. And sometimes we really get into these moments where life is really busy and there are so many things that you need and you need to be taken care of, where it feels real overwhelming to do all the things, because sometimes when you feel motivated, you think you have to do it all at once and all perfectly. And that is actually not the case. But it's important that we notice and that we create a strong, strong foundation for your life. And you already know it. You already know it. You already know the things that the people always talk about, how to live a healthy, beautiful, strong life. You need to be taking care of your mindset, of your mental health. But not only that, you also have to be taking care of your body. You have to be taking care of moving your body, of what you're eating. You have to be taking care of getting enough sleep. You have to be taking care of living also a life that doesn't feel stressful 24/7. Stress is not good for you. And I feel like sometimes we link everything to the outside circumstances. And I understand that and I see that. But at the same time, you cannot let that rule your entire world. And you have to take some accountability over your life to make some changes. And I think to live a long, sustainable, beautiful, healthy life, it is not always about just sitting down and just sitting at the beach and not doing anything and being a billionaire. That's not what it is about. I think to really live a fulfilling life, it is also about growing, about stepping out of your comfort zone, and sometimes doing the things that you feel scared about, but deep within, okay, this is something that I need to do. And I know that sometimes all these reasons in your mind come up why you don't want to do it, and just all these things. And it's okay. Okay, you're safe, you're loved, you're protected. But I don't want you to let the fears, let the doubts rule your life anymore. This is not about living a perfect life. This is not about going to the gym every single day. This is not about that's not what it is about. But we need to create a strong foundation for the life that you're creating. And if you're here telling me, hey, Greta, you're telling me all these things and all the people, they always talk about all these things, but I don't have the time. I want you to go to your phone right now, go into your settings and go into your screen time and look at the screen time that you have on there. And then I want you to ask yourself, okay, is this the best possible way I could spend my time? And I'm not saying, really important, that you always have to spend every single minute in a productive, no, please don't do that. We need to take moments also to relax and all these things, but you need to be taking care of yourself and you need to find a way to prioritize yourself. And this is not about the time you spend on doing these things. This is about the energy and the presence that you bring to them. Honestly, it is about the energy and presence that you bring to them. And sometimes it's so easy that we put so much weight on circumstances and things right now that are not going your way. And you let that run your mind 24/7. 24/7, you're thinking about all these things in your mind and you're letting them run your world and you're just feeling down. And I think one of the most powerful things that you can do is to create moments within your day where you're tuning out of that, where you're just okay, this is how right now my world around me looks like and the way it feels like. But right now is not the time for me to think about this. Right now is not the time for me to really put my mind down with all these topics, but right now I'm just present. Right now, I'm just sitting here and allowing myself to feel. I'm allowing myself to be. I'm allowing myself to connect to my purpose, to my soul, to my energy. And I'm not going to let this outside energy rule what is going on internally. I'm safe, I'm loved, I'm protected. Okay? Okay. You are so safe and you're loved and you're protected. Honestly, it makes me sad seeing so many people around me not following their energy, not creating the space to be connected with themselves, not prioritizing themselves. It makes me so sad seeing all this potential all around me of all these beautiful humans who just want to do something great. But then you get stuck in the things of basically not taking care of yourself, because how can you expect yourself to take care of everyone else if you're not taking care of yourself? Okay, you are meant for big things. You are meant for a big, beautiful, vibrant life. Your soul is so incredibly beautiful. Your heart is so kind. Your heart is so loving. And it is time that you share that you create the space for that part of yourself to really shine through. It is time for you to truly start taking care of yourself. It is time for you to go out, go for a walk, go into nature, move your body, take care of what you're eating, take care of yourself on all levels. And I want to really, really importantly pin out right now, this has nothing to do with how you look. This has nothing to do with that. But just creating this healthy life for yourself. I'm just girly pops. Girly pops. Wake up. You're meant for such a beautiful life. And you're spending all that time creating all this space for your worries in your mind. And for this ego to take over. This ego energy of these overthinking thoughts and these doubts. What the hell? What the hell? Stop giving them all the power. I want you to step back into your own power. I want you to truly step back into your own power and recognize who you are and the person you want to become. And this is freaking not about knowing everything in detail and about where exactly you want to go and what exactly. This is not about that. When you're thinking about the life that you want to create for yourself, I want you to feel passionate about it. I want you to feel excited about it. I want you to feel connected towards it. I don't want you to have your dreams and you're just yeah, maybe I want this. No. I want you to really live that full, beautiful, vibrant life. Honestly. And that is so much more about recognizing the energy that you need, the energy that you truly want for your life, the feeling that you want, and then creating space to create that. But you have to be the one who's taking the steps. No one is going to do it for you. You're going to need to put in the work. You're going to need to put in the work. And I know the vibe of this episode is a little bit different than my usual ones, but I'm just girl, you're so powerful. And you need to stop doing what you're doing if you're not doing it, Prioritize yourself, prioritize your body, mind, and soul, and then life will get so much better. And if you need help with showing up consistently, because that is something that I see so many people struggle with, I actually have an accountability program that is so freaking powerful, where we have weekly 30-minute sessions where we check in and make sure that you stay on track with the life that you want to be creating for yourself. If that sounds interesting to you, you can either DM me on Instagram at greta.webhofer, greta.webhofer, or you can just book a free 30-minute call and we can talk all about it. But Yeah, I know this episode was a little bit of a different vibe, but I just felt like I needed to get this off my chest. I hope you enjoyed this one, and I hope that you will tune in next week. I'll talk to you very, very soon. Bye.